Hello, my name is Marcus and I'm the host of a new one-hour program that will air at 7 o'clock on Saturday mornings. Some of my earliest memories involve hearing a transistor radio in my dad's garage and grandmother's kitchen in the early 1970s. On those radios there were two types of music that played, country and western. I want to use this program to take you, the listener, back to that Southeast Texas garage and that Central Texas kitchen. The name of the show is Country Connections, and its mission is to connect you with the golden age of country music. Tune in at 7 o'clock Saturday mornings right here on KPFT.
This is KPFT Houston, 90.1 FM and FM HD1.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
The program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you give a least. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for the voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. It's Friday, September the 27th. I hope everyone has their pen and paper out this evening. First of all, we need to talk about your medical forms. The last couple of weeks has been extremely difficult for a man who was sentenced to death, his family. His family, because he did not have an up-to-date medical form, his family has been going through hell trying to get information. Now, understand, if you have friends, family, wives, daughters, mothers, anything, if they need information or need it for their sanity because they do not know what's going on with you, you have to have a medical form filled out. I was told today that you have to put in an I-60 to get a medical form because they're not on the floors, they're not on the pods, the wings. So if you have to do that, whatever you need to do, because people that love you on the outside have to know information, what's going on with you. So please keep that in mind. They're not trying to be nosy. They're not trying to make decisions for you. It's just so they know how you're doing. Y'all should have learned this from COVID. You should have. So please, we saw it firsthand with his family. They could not get information. So please get your forms updated for the people that love you, for their sanity. Okay? Now I'm gonna jump off my soapbox just for a little bit, and I'm gonna jump on another topic. We need you to send some I-60s in to Securus. Tell them that you want us on the tablets, because methinks that we're getting the runaround a little bit. Not 100% sure, but it seems like that. People are pointing the fingers at one another. So it would be great if our listening audience, people that we're doing this for, get together, put those I-60s in. The more we have going in to Securus, and yes, we know what they're going to say. We know they said it last time, but do it anyway, please. Please. We want to get on the tablets. We want to get the information out to all the units, not just the ones around this area. And we all know some units, their reception is not great. So, now I shall get off my soapbox just for a little bit and introduce our show. Our first guest on the show is Dr. Terri LeClercq. Now, we all know her, right? She is the retired English professor, queen of the Prison Show Book Club, and author of Prison Grievances, When to Write and How to Write. So let's get Terri on the show.
Soapbox number 3 coming right up.
Soapbox number 3. All right.
Okay, you guys, are you reading and not wasting time in the rec room or zoning out on drugs? Please read. This is advice from your favorite English professor. It's been a while, Dani, since we talked about grievances. Mm-hmm. You just talked about some I-60s. I investigated grievances and gave you a full graphic novel explaining the Prison Litigation Reform Act and the constitutional amendments and both federal and TDC rules about writing legitimate grievances. The book that you mentioned, Prison Grievances, When to Write, How to Write, was published in 2014. Yikes, I just looked that up. 10 years ago.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah. It's still for sale on Amazon. And in TDC theory, a copy must be available in every unit library. I'd sure be interested to learn how that theory holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all of them, right?
Of course.
Yeah. The Prison Litigation Reform Act has not been revised, but many court cases have cut into it and revised it and complicated it even more than it was. But the most important step in your grievance process is still to exhaust administrative remedies before you can go to a court, unless there's a threat to bodily harm. Those are fancy words, but they boil down to this, boys and girls. You must first talk with a prison unit guard or official or whoever is causing the problem. Write down the date and the time and who you talk to, maybe even send a copy of that home someone. Then and only then file that Step 1 grievance form. All units are required by federal law and TDC to have them available. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Well, that's another theory out there, backed up by the law. That's one where I'd put it in I-60 to a warden, because if that is a requirement, and I don't see how they get around it like they're doing. Anyway, after carefully writing a Step 1 with names, dates, location, a problem, then turn it in and wait. The wait time limit for a step 1 is 35 days. That's pretty amazing to me to begin with, but they either have to reply to you or send you notice that they're having to take extra time in 35 days. If they don't, you can go straight to a step 2. If the answer to your step 1 isn't what you wanted, then wait. Within 7 days, you can respond with the step 2. Make a copy of their response. Keep that safe too. Send it home. Remember this. Step 2 is like an appellate court. Step 1 is kind of like a trial. Do not repeat exactly what you said in step 1. They've got that. Huntsville readers are looking for a legitimate reason to review that first decision. Perhaps the readers took too long, didn't allow witness testimony, broke their own rules, whatever. Consider this. Those readers have piles and piles of grievances to read. Dani, I was in the Huntsville office where step 2s were being read, and they had boxes and boxes by each desk of these step 2s. Unbelievable.
How long do they have to review step 2s?
Yeah. Well, if they get one, they have to review it, right? They have to read it. Yeah. And they're just, so think how big this place is. So many of them. So now think about this. Which grievance, if you're a reader and you're picking up these things paper by paper, day by day, which ones are you going to look at first and give thought to? Is it going to be something that is written in weeny, teeny, weeny little handwriting, or something that's scribbled real crummy, or, get this, decorated with insults? I read a step 2 that insulted everybody and everything, including the man on Mars, but insulted the reader. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder you're sitting in a cell somewhere, right? Keep your writing legible. Say less. Offer to provide evidence to your step 2 reader, but don't put it in there. Things disappear in TDC, kind of like the Florida Triangle, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I was just reading today. A man has had to change units. It has been more than a year, and he still hasn't gotten his things, including my book, by the way.
That's happening all across. It's ridiculous. There's several people with that problem.
How hard is this? They could put it in the same bus. What is... Okay, this time on step 2, you wait for your reply. This time, they have 40 days to say yes, no, or gee, we're thinking about it. After getting the reply or explanation, that's going to be late. Then and only then can you think about taking it forth to a court. And really, guys, it shouldn't be something that's just malicious or mean or something that doesn't have anything to do with TDC, like your divorce papers or something. Your problem has to break a law or defy TDC rules. You can't make up a law. I've read some pretty good ones, but maybe we wish they were laws, but they're not laws. You can't give false information. They can actually take away good time. Courts can.
Oh, wow. For giving false information on a grievance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going to the court.
Oh, going to the court. Okay.
Yeah. Courts can do it. Yeah. Also, and this trips up many a furious inmate, you can't file again to the court if the court has already determined that your first 3 didn't have any merit, like they were frivolous or didn't follow the law or made up a law. After that, you're done. You're stewed. So those are the basics. I know most of you believe the system does not work. Sadly, though, it's the only one we have, so let's work with it. Right? Like this updated medical form stuff. You work with what you got. If you have friends and family out there, you need to fill out that form. Work with us. Don't say, I don't want her to know. No, you want her to know so that if COVID hits or it hits them, everybody gets to know. It just makes me so sad. One of my favorite things is the biggest room in any house is the room for improvement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think about that in terms of our responsibilities. One of those responsibilities, as you just said, is to get an up-to-date medical form.
Right. And it's easy. It's easy from what I understand.
We'll find out. We'll hear the griping. It's coming soon. At the bottom of all of my correspondence is a quotation from the author Mark Twain. The two most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you realize what you're born for. Now, those of you listening, many of your KPFT volunteers have decided that they were born to help others, to help those inside the bars hear information, hear happy voices. I hope I'm one of those happy voices. We're volunteers, and we've realized what we were born to do, and that's to put out a hand to you guys. When Jack and I got back from our summer vacations and doing whatever we did this summer, we had at the law school almost 100 letters from inmates for me.
Oh,
and
wow.
I started reading them. I really
Wow.
I really have. But I want you to know I had a really good summer, and I'll get to those letters, and I promise you I'll be writing back to each of you. There's a quick shout-out here. I know my time's up. To Steve McCain at Rainwright. He had an essay chosen for publication in an anthology. Some of you guys are such good
That's
writers.
awesome.
Both essays and fiction, it just stuns me. And then, lastly, W.C. Mullen over at Styles, he wrote a poem celebrating Buddy Poodle. When I reply to my correspondence about their books they've read and whatnot, I try to put something personal in there, just something to kind of cheer up the day. And it's usually about Buddy Poodle because he's tall enough, his muzzle, his mouth can reach the counter of our kitchen. So,
A big
where's
poodle.
Floppy?
Big poodle.
Oh, he's a thief. The best smeller in the country. We'll turn our back to the oven, and he will find a way to grab. He took the turkey one time for Thanksgiving and ate the whole thing out in the backyard, bones and all. And lived to tell the story.
Well, I'm glad he lived to tell the story because those are dangerous, man.
No kidding. And then other correspondents say, "Oh, be sure to say woof to Buddy for me."
Aw.
So, I know. I just feel like reaching out and touching each person and patting them on the head and saying, "Be good. Be the best you can be. Step up. Follow the rules. Learn. You don't have to be who you were yesterday. You can be who you want to be and need to be tomorrow." So that's it. That's my lecture.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Terri. We always enjoy having you. And the grievance thing, you need to give us some more information.
Sure.
Without
There's
giving
just
away
too
your
much
book,
more.
of course. Yeah.
I'm sure it's in the unit library.
Absolutely.
I got a copy of that book.
David, I need to get a copy. I need to get a copy. Well, thank you, Terri. I hope you have a great weekend.
It's a beautiful weather, right?
Right.
Who could not look up and say thank you for the weather? Okay. Good night, you guys.
Good night. Bye-bye. Okay, so everyone remember, she even agrees, your medical form. And people like me will call in and do a welfare check on you. I know my friends love that. All right, now we have Dani Sneed. He is the encourager. He is on the line. Hey, Dani.
How you doing? Thank you so much for the prison show. So happy to be here. Want to get right into it. I am a U.S. Army veteran who served his country honorably from 1982 to 1988. Joined the military right out of high school. Man, things was going real smooth up in the military until I got out. And when I got out of the military, I had these expectations that I wasn't going to have a ticker tape parade when I got out. But the one thing I always had in my mind, I'm going to give me a good job. And I was thinking, like, I'm going to work at the post office. I'm I'm going to work somewhere where I didn't have to start from the bottom. I didn't have to start at a fast food restaurant or at a warehouse job. I felt with my DD 214 and my high school diploma, I was well on my way to be at the front of the line for most, if not all, jobs. It didn't require you to have any technical skills. But that didn't happen for me. Got out, hit a brick wall, found myself at the unemployment office, drawing unemployment for about 6 months, applying for a lot of jobs. And when I got out, you had to fill out applications. We weren't filling out applications online in 88. You were manually filling out these 4 or 5-page applications, putting your work history in, and they're asking for all these questions. You turn it into the receptionist and you walk away not knowing what's going to happen. Is somebody going to really look at the application, or are you going to get a call back? And that experience turned me in the wrong direction. Got a little frustrated, ran out of patience. Didn't really understand how what the value of being an honorable discharge veteran meant. And that's why I like doing this show, is because there may be a veteran sitting in prison right now where I also sat for 15 years, not realizing that I'm out of options. I don't have anything to fall back on when I get out, but a criminal history. That's not true if you're a veteran. When you get out, if you never went to the VA and you never thought about the fact that you have an honorable discharge, let me be the first to tell you, man, it is a valuable piece of paper. It's one of those things that you've done in your life that going to prison you can't undo. It's nothing you can do that will tarnish the value of being a U.S. Veteran that served his country honorable. But I even got good news for people that went into service that didn't meet the criteria, may have not made it through basic training. You may have got to your first duty station and got busted smoking weed 2 or 3 times and got kicked out. There's a lot of reasons that they'll put you out the military real fast. And you find a lot of veterans that I meet that didn't really struggle in the military. But now they got this criteria called humanitarian. I mean, I can spell it, but I can pronounce it. Humanitarian. Remember that word. If you didn't serve honorably and you know you got a bad conduct discharge or you didn't do 2 years, you may not be eligible for health benefits. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be eligible for health benefits. But what you will be eligible for is to participate in the Healthcare for Homeless Veterans program. We all know when you touch down, housing is a big issue when you get out of prison. It's probably the largest of all issues, especially if I don't have a parole address. Or if you parole into somebody's house that's just saying, I'm going to give up my address, but you really can't stay here. But you can meet the parole officer here. We already know that story. But here's the good news. Whether you meet whether you are in the humanitarian criteria, meaning that you don't meet, you didn't meet the standards of serving for 2 years and got out with an honorable discharge. This Healthcare for Homeless Veterans program was designed to reduce homelessness among veterans by conducting services that keep you from being in shelters and living on the streets. The goal is to get you in stable housing, permanent housing, regardless of your circumstances. And that will happen if you get out and you're looking for for housing. So if that's one thing you can check out off your box if you're a veteran. Sneed called in, the veteran reporter. Sneed said, hey, when I get out, I don't have to worry about housing. Whether you don't have to have the income, to be eligible to get in the housing program. But I talk to guys every week at the Salvation Army waiting to get into the program. And one of the things I remind them is, even though they give you a key and put you in an apartment, you still got to eat. You still got to wash your clothes. You still got to buy washing powder and toiletries. So we're all going to be required to work, or you need to work. And if you can't work, you should want to work after being in prison, SSI, in working in the kitchen, all the most non-paying jobs in TDC. But I digress. Don't have a lot of time left on this call. I just do want to be mindful to spotlight or highlight the fact that I went to prison 3 times from 1988 to 1991. One not even out a year, was back in from 1992 to 2001. And unfortunately, I was back again for the 3rd time between 2005 and 2008. But here's some more good news. I have not found a reason to go back to prison since 2008. And I only point to one thing, one singular thing that didn't make me go back for the 4th trip. I have not found a reason to put any chemical in my body to change the way I feel. That's a fancy way of saying I've held on to my sobriety since I touched down. I don't drink. I don't smoke. But it's a personal choice, because I feel that was a direct connection to me keep returning back to criminal thinking and landing me in the criminal justice system. But everybody at the sound of my voice didn't go to prison behind drugs and alcohol. But I will tell everybody that not dealing with substance abuse, when you get out, man, living clean, man, will give you the best opportunity to avoid being around people, places, and things that can violate your parole or put you back in the criminal justice system. I don't know how much time I got left, but I will tell you this. The idea of getting out paper, what does that really mean? I'm just trying to get out paper. Man, it don't mean that they won't arrest you. And if you get out paper and you catch a case, man, they're still going to look at your criminal history to decide what they're going to do with you. The idea is not to get out of prison. It's to stay out of prison. I always believe that if I had the mentality that I want to get out and not stay out, I would give myself a better chance of not returning back to prison. But it's just not the prison I was trying to avoid. It's the mentality, the criminal thinking, the criminal thoughts that I want to change.
Hey,
So guys,
Dani, can you give us your address?
Yeah, sure. I want to give you the address to the Michael D. DeBecky. So you definitely want to be able to write. If you're from Houston, you definitely want to write the VA. Michael E. DeBecky VA Medical Center. It's located at 2002 Holcomb Boulevard. That's Houston, Texas 77030. I'm gonna say it again slowly. Michael E. DeBecky VA Medical Center, 2002 Holcomb. It's spelled Holcombe Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77030. And if Dani, you give me a chance, I'll give my address.
Go ahead.
I can be at Dani Sneed, 2019 Crawford Street, 2019 Crawford Street, Houston, Texas 77002. That's Dani Sneed, Sneed, a.k.a. the Encourager, a.k.a. the Veteran Reporter. My smile is my style.
Thank you, Dani. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great weekend.
I'm going to continue to listen to the show.
Love
you guys.
Love you
Thank
too.
You for your service.
Bye-bye. All right, now we have Chivas on line 1. Hey, Chivas.
Peace and power. Again, y'all already know this is our hour. Greetings to all of you from around the world. Thank you for tuning in tonight from wherever you are. No matter if you're in SEG, listening from the tablet, maybe somewhere in a transport van getting back to the unit and listening to KPFT 90.1 FM from the back seat. We're happy to be in community with you. Let me say this real quick. If you're listening tonight, donate $5. Donate $10. If you got an Andrew Jackson in your pocket in your bank account, donate $20. It's In Mass Incarceration Fridays. And I'm Chevis Watson, your In Mass Incarceration Houston reporter. Also the executive director of Austin-based service agency Working Group 512. We are located in Abilene, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. I'll give my address, forward an address at the end. Ms. Dani, David, Captain Tom, Miss Linda, all of our listeners. I wish I could be in studio tonight. I wish. If I could just be in the Jetsons area, and just transport there, I would. You know it. Would love to be sitting next to you, Miss Dani. But I am down in the Delta, calling live from Columbia, Mississippi, where we, with TPCA and the 85 to Stay Alive campaign, are at the Redemption Over Retribution Conference here in Columbia, Mississippi, where we are advocating not only for Texas, but also the state of Mississippi, where only Unit 30 at the Parchman unit has AC. All the rest of the units do not have AC, and the Justice Department has already considered this as unconstitutional. We've had a great time, Tomorrow morning we will have dozens of students and youngsters who will be coming to the mock sale so we can really see what's going on. Why young boys are thugging. Why young girls may not be opening up to their parents. From live right down here, down in the Delta. But guess what? Those events don't stop there. They surely do not stop there. On Tuesday, October 1st, we will be, or rather, Tuesday, October 2nd, we will be at St. Edward's College in Austin, Texas, for our TPCA Heated Mock Sale and Exhibit event.
Oh, he's gone. All right.
Well, I hope he calls back because Linda pushed the wrong button.
Oh, I think he's calling. Let's get it. Let's get him. Is that him?
Yes, Seven.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's do it. So sorry about that. You know, we can't let technology bring us down again. At St. Edward's University on October 1st, 2024. That's 3001 South Congress Avenue and 78704. Please join us for a powerful day of insight and community where we will have the heated mock sale back in the Austin, Texas area. I am inviting you all, whether you love us or hate us, come out and join us and be a part of this mock sale event and exhibit. It'll be an interactive day where we'll be talking about the prison conditions in the state of Texas with conversations along with other advocates and persons with lived experience. Food and drinks will be provided at the evening portion of this event. Ms. Dani, that event will be from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., again at St. Edward's University in Austin, Texas. We won't stop there. That same week, we'll be joining Tangi Smith with the Texas Federation for the People, as well as Damian Walker with Cognitive Justice International for the Peace Pop-Up. Ms. Dani, last time I was here, we were talking about the Peace Pop-Up and how successful it was. Well, it's coming right back around at Sunnyside Park. That is in Southwest Houston. 3502 West Belford, Houston, Texas, 77051. We will be out there from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And even though it's a peace pop-up, we will also have the mock sale there. And we want you to bring your children. We want you to bring your brothers and sisters. We want you to bring your recently released loved ones. There will be live artists sharing their artistic talent. But we will be there inviting you to take the 7-minute challenge. with me, with Dr. Amit and some other formerly incarcerated individuals that know what being in the hole in solitary confinement is just like. Miss Dani, please come out. Miss Linda, please come out. David, please come out. We would love to have the prison show represented. And then that doesn't stop. We've got a busy October coming up. That last week of October, on the 26th and 27th, catch us in the Rio Grande Valley. If you're in McAllen, Farr, Edinburgh, or Brownsville, we invite you to come out. We're still confirming the address, the location. So next week, I'll jump on, or the week after, I'll jump on for shout-outs, and I'll share that. But put it on your calendar, October 26th and 27th in the Rio Grande Valley. 85 to stay alive. Not 85 to survive, but 85 to stay alive and staying busy. Staying very busy. Let's move on. The Sunset Review from the Sunset Committee at TDCJ finally was released. I could offer my criticisms of the report in its current state, but I'll reserve my comments for now and ask everybody to continue submitting your individual comments. They are no longer confidential, but public record. You can read the report. It is out. The public hearing is tentatively scheduled for November 14th, but I can't confirm any more details at this moment. Perhaps, Ms. Dani, you've got some more details on that, or maybe Wolf has some more details on that. But we're inviting you to continue sharing your individual comments. Again, I won't offer my criticisms right now. There's still more work to do. But we need you to continue being transparent and open with the agency so they can know how you really feel. I want to remind all of you, our brothers and sisters on the inside, our loved ones on the outside, Working Group 512 is providing referrals to free, no-cost health care through the Affordable Care Act via a 2-minute link, a 2-minute form, not a 5-minute form. If you are uninsured, please reach out to us at 512-953-3982 or 3980.
Whoa. Repeat that slow.
Again, if you are uninsured, let's say you're overpaying for insurance. Let's say you're paying but you're underserved by your insurance provider. Please give us a call at 512-953-3980. You can also reach us at 832-598-1347 so that we can share that application via a link with you. If you are running your own organization and you would like to help your clientele in your community and your network gain free, no-cost insurance for those who are uninsured, please reach out to us via those numbers. We can create a custom link where your folks can access the application directly. We are still traveling all around, providing free tablets with data service and an unlocked SIM card, as well as free cellular devices, cell phones with mobile service. We must do the application in person, so if you need us to come by, again, call those numbers and we can plan for it. We have to do the application in person, and you do need valid, unexpired identification, driver's license, permanent resident card, or a U.S. passport. And we also need that to be a physical copy. And we also need a physical copy of your award letter or your case action notice. There's so many brothers and sisters who are getting out that need to be connected to a digital resource, and we've got the solution. We've got the solution. Any elders over 65 and on Medicare, we would love to connect you to our Medicare Flex program, where you can earn a flexible spending account and a flex card with $350 to $1,250 on it. Again, if you're interested in that, please let us know via the numbers I shared before, and I'll share them again at the end. Miss Dani, David, Prison Show fam, I don't want to take too much from Abe, but if you're listening, please send your thoughts, your prayers up for the loved ones, the supporters of Freddie Khalil Owens, murdered in South Carolina last Friday. Please, hold your fingers up. Hold your fingers up and close your eyes and send a prayer up for the supporters and the loved ones of Marcellus Williams, who was affectionately called Khalifa. Murdered by the state of Missouri.
All right, Chivas, I'm sorry, but we got to close it up.
Dani, I thought I had a little more time.
I don't know. David's giving me the closing.
We want to lift up for Travis, for Allen in Alabama, as well as Emmanuel Littlejohn. Again, 1,600 executions. We have far too many. Violence intervention. We are working on it in San Antonio. We're working on it in Houston. Again, please let us know if we can get in the middle of any youth violence. Police are to blame. If you're looking in the Houston news, we have a lot of elected officials causing harm. I want to shout out before I go the Michaels unit, the Garza West unit. We're getting good feedback from there. Y'all are telling us what's going on. Again, as I've said in the past, please stop the violence. Please stop the violence. I want to shout out Darius Elam in the Darrington unit. I want to shout out my man Javi at the French Robertson unit in Abilene. Ms. Dani, it's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. I'm just glad to be here on the prison show tonight, live from down in the Delta, Columbia, Mississippi, all the way to Houston, Texas, KPFT 90.1 FM. We're asking you again to donate $5, $10, $20 if you can. It's in Mass Incarceration Fridays. You can write us at 6935 Harrisbrook Lane. That's C as in Charlie, ARISBROOKE Lane, Austin, Texas, 78754. Again, you can give us a call at 512-953-3980. Or locally in Houston, 832-598-1347. David, you ride safely. Miss Dani, you get home safely. Miss Linda, you get home safely. I'll stick around a little bit later for some more shout-outs. Thank you again.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. All right, now we have Abe. Hey, Abe.
Hello, everybody. It's been a horrific week.
Yes.
Chivas was getting into it. Thank you, Chivas, for giving us that rundown. Thank you all. I hope you're doing okay tonight, and I hope everybody that's in the way of the hurricane is doing okay, too. I know it's not in Texas this time, but I just drove through it. Last night at this time, we were in the car that we had left from outside the prison, Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore, Alabama, where I've been with Suzanne Bosler from the Journey of Hope from Violence to Healing, and Charles Keith, who's the Impacted Communities Liaison for Death Penalty Action, as the brother of somebody wrongfully convicted, and also the brother of a murder victim family member. He is a murder victim family member, and also with Gary Drinkard, one of Alabama's exonerated death row survivors. And we actually started 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow we got in the car, and 2 weeks ago on this coming Monday, it'll be 2 weeks, we stood outside the facility called Walter Surface Technologies in Windsor, Connecticut. That's the company that owns the company that makes the mask. The normally life-saving respirator mask like you see firefighters wear when they go into a building filled with smoke. But that's what they used last night for the second time ever in Alabama to suffocate Alan Miller in his second execution. 2 years ago was his first execution, and they couldn't quite get it. They couldn't get the IV started. So this time they used gas suffocation. And we started our tour outside the company that owns the company that makes that mask, asking them simply to disavow their use of their equipment, their life-saving equipment, for the purpose of executions. And then we worked our way from there down to Alabama. We spoke at the University of Delaware. We spoke in several colleges and universities in the Washington, D.C. area before we made it to Alabama. On the way to Alabama, we stopped and we did our live virtual vigil for the execution of Khalil Freddie Owens in South Carolina. We could go tonight, as Chivas mentioned. And then we went on and we spoke at the University of Alabama in Huntsville and in Birmingham and in Tuscaloosa, and with students and in classes, just informing people of what's happening. And that put us in place to also run those virtual vigils as they killed the legal lynchings. Both Travis Mullis, who himself called it an assisted suicide, he was killed on Tuesday evening, and rightly so, and more power to him as he could take advantage of that opportunity to escape the space that he was in, if that's how you choose to look at it. But also Marcellus Khalifa Williams in Missouri. Now, this is where it really turns the key a little bit, because, as I like to say, every time that there's an execution like that, where it's so clearly wrong, it's so clear that there might have been a mistake made, what they're doing is they're creating more death penalty abolitionists. Even among those who support the death penalty, people raising their eyebrows and wondering what is going on. And the same thing is the case with Emmanuel Littlejohn, as Chivas was mentioning, and that has also woken people up, because Emmanuel didn't kill anybody. And we know that because the witnesses said it was the taller, darker guy. Well, the taller, darker guy, Glenn Bethany, got a life sentence. And even though the prosecutor chose to prosecute both men with separate juries, and in both cases said this was the shooter, and got a death sentence for the guy that wasn't the shooter and a life sentence for the guy that was. And that's who they killed, was Emmanuel Littlejohn. And in his incredible cruelty, and it can be called nothing other than that, in his incredible cruelty, Governor Stitt waited until 10 minutes before it was time to execute Emmanuel Littlejohn, before he made a determination to call and say, I'm not going to grant clemency. And he could have, because like in Texas, Oklahoma, got to have a recommendation of the Board of Pardons and Paroles, and he had that. He had it. And then, of course, so they killed Emmanuel Littlejohn, and they killed Alan Miller in Alabama, and that, because of all this, and I've talked about this before, and Chivas mentioned it as well, that made Alan Miller the 1600th execution since 1977, when we resumed executions in this country. And more people's eyes are awake because of this, or open because of this execution spree that just occurred. And I got to tell you, I'm exhausted. Literally just got back from being on the road. We left from the prison and yesterday, and we drove overnight and most of the day today to get back home. So I was actually dozing off, and it was Chivas' voice that woke me back up and made me remember it was my turn to call in. So I'm grateful to Chivas for that as well. And I know that I'm not alone in being so exhausted and tired of this. And yet, 4 more days from now, we've got Garcia White there in Texas, ready to be executed again. And then Derek Dearman in Alabama on the same night as Robbie Robertson. And if we saw what we saw in Oklahoma and in Missouri with the execution of people who did not commit the crime, and we saw a group like the Innocence Project, with all the money and all the lawyers and all the power that they have, and they couldn't stop the execution of Khalifa in Missouri, will they be able to convince Governor Abbott to grant clemency for Robbie Robertson? Because the courts certainly aren't going to do it. That's the way they're set up now. They're set up to block the opportunity to even consider new evidence. that is the situation that we are in. And it's terrifying. And in the same space, I want to offer some good news. And this is in no way to ameliorate what I've just been talking about or what is coming down the pike. But the fact is that yesterday, in between the execution in Oklahoma at 10 a.m. Central Time and the execution in Alabama at 6 p.m. Central Time, Governor John Carney in Delaware signed legislation that was passed on June 30th of this year in Delaware that scrubbed the death penalty language from the statute in that state of Delaware, the first state. They passed a bill because 8 or 9 years ago when the Hearst ruling came down in Florida, which made it so that you had to have a unanimous jury, that was the Delaware Supreme Court took a look at their statute, said this is no longer constitutional, and threw it out. And what we were able to do this year was scrub it from the statute. And we still have to pass a constitutional amendment that's still in the plan in Delaware. But the good news is that Delaware now has the governor signed that bill. And that's a governor that did not support the bill, but he signed it. And we got the pictures to prove it. And that's sort of exciting. And that's good news. What we're still waiting for, and the thing that we all have to work for, is opening the eyes of other people like Governor Abbott, like Governor Ivey, like Governor Parson, like Governor Stitt, like whatever the governor's name is in McMaster in South Carolina. 4 states have tried to resume executions this year. They haven't had them in over 10 years. So far, Idaho tried and had another one of those cases where they tried and sent the guy back to death row, back to his cell. But Utah was able to carry it out. South Carolina was able to carry it out. Now Indiana's AG, they asked for a second execution date. The first has been set December 18th for a guy that's got some pretty severe mental illness issues, so it's unclear how that's going to go, but now they're trying to set another date. Meanwhile, we're all looking at this election coming up, and we have to vote all the way up and down the ballot. And we have to vote for people that will be about justice and about more than just themselves. And when it comes to the death penalty, very, very few people pick how they're going to vote based on a candidate's position on the death penalty. But where that position is clear and where you care about this issue, it's also clear. And what we need to do is recognize that on November 6th, so the election is on, November 5th? Yep, first Tuesday in November after the first Sunday is November 5th. So on November 6th, President Joe Biden needs to commute all of the federal and military death sentences. And there's an action on our webpage at Death Penalty Action with which you could communicate with him, and we're going to be sharing more opportunities for that sort of thing. Kamala Harris gets to support that and encourage that happen, because should she become the next president, then it would be on her plate, and she can take it off her plate by the governor or by the president commuting all those sentences, all the federal and military death sentences. And should Donald Trump win the presidency, then Joe Biden can take away the opportunity for him to carry out those executions. And because that's number one on his agenda, is finish executing everybody on death row and try to get more executions going in the states. So it's exhausting, and we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, but we have to keep up the work. We have to rest and strengthen ourselves, because there's more executions coming this year, and it's going to get harder. Reach me at Death Penalty Action at P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. That's Abraham Bonowitz, Death Penalty Action, P.O. Box 89, Ghent, Ghent, New York 12075. And finally, I just want to say a shout out to Rodney Reed and to Melissa Lucio and to Garcia White and to Robbie Robertson and to everybody else that's just hanging in there. Know that you are loved. Know that people care. Know that we're doing everything that we can. And God bless you all. Thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you, Abe, very much. And really quick, Abe, did you hear that some of the legislators went to Polanski today to see Robert? I think there was between 6 and 8 of them, and there's a news segment on it. If you go to the Prison Show's Facebook, I posted it, and it's the feedback that they gave. And Robert, if you're listening, the feedback they gave about their meeting with you, and that the right thing needs to be done, and that is to grant you clemency. They all said it.
Well, amen. So he needs to get a recommendation from the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles, and Governor Abbott needs to whisper over to all those appointees and say this is what he wants, right? I had not heard about that, but I confess I've not been paying attention.
Right, you've had a few things on your plate.
Hours. But I'm so grateful to, because that's what saved Melissa Lucio also in some ways. I mean, my belief, and I can't prove this, but my belief is that all of that energy and all of that attention forced the governor to whisper over to the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals and say, hey, I want this, and I want this off my desk. And that's what they did, and they gave an evidentiary hearing to Melissa, which has never happened. And just quickly, just a reminder that it was by December, that was in December, in April 25th was the date that came down, that ruling for an evidentiary hearing, which never happened because the Cameron County DA, DA Science, started looking at it, and by December, he had signed an agreement with the defense attorneys saying that Melissa Lucio's conviction needs to be thrown out and she needs to be brought back to Cameron County to have a bench hearing. And the judge wouldn't sign it for 16 months until DA Science became the activist DA and released that to the media. For 16 months, we all sat on our hands waiting for this to happen. And then the judge, they changed the judge who signed it in 2 days, and it was the judge who sentenced Melissa to death.
Well, hopefully this will
sign that paper. I know, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
What's most ridiculous about that, and this is the scary thing, they did this to Rodney Reed too. Give him a hearing, and then it's bullshit. So God willing, there'll actually be clemency for Robbie Robertson, and we have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Wow.
So that's what we all got to do. Hunker down, Robbie, hang in there, and we're all going to be working our butts off these next couple weeks to keep you from being executed. And Garcia White, hang in there too. Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Abe. Have a good weekend.
You too.
See you at visiting hours next week.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
All right. Now we're going to get to the best part of the show, the shout outs. So call in and give your loved one a shout out. 713-526-5738. But first, we have Ann Jeanette on line 1. And I think that you have a performance.
You got my text, Dani, didn't you?
That's why I said you have a
I know. I seen your text and I just started laughing. I was like, "Oh my gosh, no!"
Yep.
So no, we're not gonna. We're gonna do what I initially texted you about the other day. But I want to give a shout out to my husband, my beautiful boy, my Will, at the Polensky unit on Life Row. Oh baby, I love you. You ready? Okay, let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to baby Will, sweet boy. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Many more. I love you. I love you beyond we can ever dream, ever imagine, ever fantasize about. You're everything, my love. It doesn't matter where you are because you're here with me and you always will be. You're the one, baby. And one of these nights, soon, I'm going to be coming for you. So don't forget about me, baby. I'm still here under the moon. I miss you. God bless you. I love you, my sweet boy. I love you. And Wednesday says thank you. We had a good day today. It's also my little angel from heaven's birthday. Today's Wednesday's birthday, my daughter. So definitely happy birthday to her. Yeah.
And let us not forget that Miss Linda's birthday is with Big Will's.
Oh, happy birthday, Linda.
Hers is the 29th, too. And my friend Leslie also has the 29th. So,
wow.
I know.
Libra. All these Libras.
I know. They're sprinkling everywhere.
They are. All right.
So do y'all celebrate a birthday month?
Definitely, because it's my son's birthday, too.
Yeah,
it's
I just
my son.
think it's kind of cool that people celebrate the whole month instead of just the day.
I try to.
It's supposed to be a birthday, and that my daughter says, it's my birthday month. Like, oh,
It's a birthday month.
do you get more presents that way?
I'm too old to get presents.
Exactly.
No, you're never too old to get presents.
Yeah.
I just got a new Harley.
Unless it's diamonds.
That's a heck of a present.
That
Yes,
is
it
a
is.
heck of a present. But I'm screaming about diamonds. I want diamonds.
A girl's best friend.
Absolutely. Mine, for sure.
Well, you work hard. You can afford them.
Oh, thanks, David. Thanks a lot. Thanks a
Maybe
lot.
you need to get a sugar daddy.
You know what?
Ooh.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I need one.
I also want to give a shout out to the guys. Woody, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everything you said, it means so much to me, and I hold you dear in my heart, and I cannot wait. I can't wait to meet you, Woody. Blaine! Hi, Blaine. You have to let me know what's up. I've been praying for you. I hope you're doing well, and I'm thinking about you, buddy. Let me know. Beto, hola, here I am. Here I go. Mayo, hi, Moy. I pray everything's okay with you. Hey, Eric, Mark, Debo, and of course, always a very special shout out to the Fat Sweat crew on the Polinsky unit. Much love and big hugs from Big Will and I. You guys take care. Y'all already know what it is. Hug life, his life. And I hope you guys have a good night. I don't know who. Wait, I'm not supposed to say that. Never mind. Thank you, Dani, David, Linda.
Now, of course, we want to know what you were going to say.
It's a surprise. I'll text you.
Okay.
Thank you all for everything that you do. Everything. All three of y'all. Whoever's all involved with the show and just everything. Death Row Angels. You guys are awesome. God bless you all. And you guys take care and have a good night.
You too. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thanks, Anjanette.
Okay. Now we have, let's go to Rosa. Hi, Rosa.
Hi, how are y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed. I just wanted to give a shout out to a very important man in my life, David Gattani. He's at Ramsey, and let him know that I'm thinking about him, and he's in my heart and in my prayers. And all the inmates in TDC, I pray for them every night. So I just want to thank y'all for what y'all do and give a shout out to everybody.
Well, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Of course. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was really nice. All right. Now we have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Bethel, Garza, and Polonsky. Hey, Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good spirits, staying safe, and that there's a smile on your handsome face. As for me, all is good. I am just in from work, and I brought one of the ladies out shopping, and she had her lunch out as well. Yeah, so she had a great time. It was fun. Yeah, Daytona is here with me now, and yeah, the day is just crazy rain. Oh my gosh, Bethel. It rained and rained and rained and rained some more. The rivers, I should say. The road is like a river. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty crazy the last 2 days. Yeah, really, really bad rain. I'm off work tomorrow, so yeah, my plan is I have to get my car serviced, and then I'm going up to Buddy. And yeah, that's it. So please know that you're my heart, thoughts, and prayers. I know that I'm sending you big hugs and kisses. So good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe. And to everybody at the prison show, a big thank you for making this happen.
I just love hearing her talk. I just love it. All right, now we have Leanne.
Hello.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, how are you? I want to first tell you thank you, David, the entire prison show for what you do. It's an incredible thing for the guys and women inside the prisons that we can all reach out and let them know that they are not forgotten. I'm Leanne Sal, the Executive Director of the Reaching Behind Bars Network. I have an entire caseload that is spread across the state of Texas. I want to do a special shout out to my adopted son, Johnny, at the Conley unit. They call him Apache. And to TJ at the Conley unit, and to JC at the Conley unit. You guys are in my heart. And to all the guys at the Ramsey unit, the Terrell unit, I just want to say that you guys are not forgotten. We all know out here that you guys are hanging on to hope for different situations, and we're all praying for you, and you are not forgotten. The Bible teaches us in Hebrews 13:3 to remember those in prison as if we were there in prison with them, and to remember those who are mistreated. You gentlemen and you ladies, you got to kind of look out for each other, be kind to each other. Remember that you're all in the same situation, as far as being incarcerated behind bars. And there's a lot of organizations, advocates, and networks out here that support you. And just we hope that you can stand on faith, those of you that are believers, and stay encouraged that you are not forgotten and that you are cared about and that you are greater than your worst mistakes. Thank you again. God bless you all. You know who I am, those who are in my network. I'm here for you. I'll talk to you on the phone. Thank you all at the prison show. Thank you, David.
Hey, Leanne, what's the name of your organization?
It's Reaching Behind Bars Network. I work with the prisoners across the state of Texas and several units. I do their parole presentations, and I also work with them in the reentry aspect, preparing them. When they come home, I put together welcome bundles for them, clothing and stuff like that, and they're just so much in my heart. They know that I stay on call to 10 o'clock for prisoners' calls. I begin my calls with them at 8 in the morning, 7 days a week. And part of it, the greatest part of it, is the encouragement and, of course, their mail and reminding them that they are not forgotten, that they are worthy of love, dignity, respect, and keeping them intact with their own sense of humanity and walking along the others that are with them to, look out for each other, be kind to each other, and when you can, share with each other. Because there's a whole lot of people out here that jump in the ship of trying to support them, lift them up, and help them stay encouraged. And I only have 3 minutes, but I thank you so much. I thank you so much for what you all do. You guys are a blessing. There are a lot of people that have told me. I had one call me tonight, Miss Leanne, what is the number of the radio station? I told him of FM radio, KPFT, and if you guys can correct that number so those that are looking for it on their radio dial.
Well, we're 90.1 in Houston, but we're 91.9 down in Huntsville, and if you're in Galveston, we're 89.5. So.
Okay.
And I want to thank you for texting me earlier today, and I want to let everybody know that you will be back on the show on October the 18th.
October 18th. That's wonderful. Do you mind giving a contact address?
Yes. The phone number is 346-515-7590. I get calls from all over the state every day from families. And, I speak Spanish and help them. I steer them toward a lot of families that don't speak English, don't understand the prison system, the navigation, and I work with them on that too. I mean, it's just, I have a passion for this, which is what has made me really good at doing this. And I just love working and helping people. And
is there a mailing address that they can write to you?
Yes. It is 333 Dominion, Dominion Drive, number 812, Katy, Katy, Texas 77450.
And Miss Leanne and I were talking about the Securus a while ago, and I let her know. I mean, we've been in negotiations between Securus and TDC for almost 4 years, and now they've got this new company that's supposed to be taking over a third-party app, and I guess it's called Adovo. But they were in negotiations with TDCJ, and we're still on hold. Moises told us it'd be a month, and it's been almost 3 months.
Okay, well, I will reach out to Moises on Monday. And as I told you, I'm known to get the ball rolling really quickly across TDCJ.
Well, we'd appreciate any help you can get, because if we get on the tablets, we'd be in the hands of every inmate in TDCJ and other states. So we'd be able to do a lot of work.
Absolutely. I work with, I also in communication and collaboration with forgiven felons. They are also on the tablets now.
Yeah, I know Jay Dangum.
Yes. And there's another ministry out there that I just began working with, and they go into the prisons. so I'm trying to get with them because I coordinate with the chaplains.
Right.
So I'm trying to get it where they can take their ministry into not just a few prisons, but other prisons that they want to go to.
Well, our
So,
problem
guys,
is
thank you
that
all
we're
so much.
not really a ministry, so they wanted us to get on that Panda app, but Panda wanted us to sign a contract stating we'd preach Jesus, and we don't want to exclude anybody here at the prison show. We're all either gray or white. I mean, it's just
Exactly. In other words, you don't have to be a believer in order to be inside the loop of what we're trying to do. and what you're trying to do.
We're here to advocate for you. Your punishment is being incarcerated. It's not to be tortured and heated up and beat up and whatever else is going on, starved. I mean, we're here to advocate for everybody.
Exactly. Well, you've been a part of my network, David.
For a long time, yes, ma'am.
For a long time. And you know that I cover all bases, everything from death row, wrongful convictions, and just different things. For instance, I recently had a client that had a warrant out of a small county town. I forgot what the name of it is. But anyway, he had a detainer. And so to prepare his parole presentation, I ended up communicating and negotiating with the county to lift that detainer. Not only he was trying for a year, I got it done in 48 hours. So I had the detainer lifted, I had the case dismissed, and it took me just 2 hours at my office and on the phone and communicating with the county. And then, of course, I followed through with the detainer section in TDCJ, which is why I'm a lot broader in what I do. And, I get things done. And because, a lot of these little things, once they're in prison, they can send letters to everybody they want to, and a lot of them are just ignored. But when we're out here with our computers and our phones, and
we can
have
do
the ability to
a lot
communicate,
more. Yeah.
Yes, they do not get ignored. And that
No, they
family was so happy. That family was so happy to get that detainer off of him, and he made parole. I just got a guy out on parole on a 50-year sentence a week ago, and it's just amazing. And the difference between what I do and what a lot of other alternatives do is not only I remind them that they are humans, and families out here do not always have the resources to pay thousands of dollars for what can be done with communicating with the prisoner, and also on the communicating in from your office, preparing things the parole board needs to see for these people. Mm-hmm. So that's what I do, and a lot of people across the state in the prisons, they know me as Miss Leanne, and I mean I get mail every day.
Well, thank you, Miss Leanne.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you, and we look forward to you coming on October 18th.
Okay. Well, thank you all for what you do. These guys and girls in there, they need this, what you do. They need this. And David, I will get on the ball with this, you said Adobo. I will get on the ball with Moises Monday.
Thank you
and
so
to you
much.
guys listening to the radio station, hang in there. I mean, we're with you, and you are not alone, okay?
All right. Bye-bye, Miss Leanne.
Good night.
Thank you. All right. And now we have Leslie on line 1. Hi, Leslie. Hey. Oh, y'all put her on hold. Hang on, Leslie. There we go.
Hey.
Hey.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm just laying here. I'm getting ready for our big weekend. By the way, happy birthday, Linda. What else? Is everybody enjoying the cool weather?
No.
Nice?
No, I don't.
Oh,
no.
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You'd rather have swamp ass.
I would. I would. Y'all should hear us talking going down the walkway.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. I remember last weekend, sugar pom pom.
Oh, screaming sugar pom pom across the thing, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all should really be around when me and Leslie are walking down the walkway, or Miss Linda, pure and innocent Miss Linda, walking down the walkway.
She's not really so pure and innocent. I've been looking at her phone over here.
Thank you. Yeah. Look, he shut her off real quick. Yeah, this pure and innocent Linda, that her halo's rusted and hanging on by a thread. She's cussing up a storm going down the walkway.
And we know what's in her nightstand.
Yes. Yeah, Leslie, I'm going to have to tell you what's in that nightstand.
Oh, I just go,
Yeah, they have a song about it.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have a song about it. And Stephen Russell, who was recently paroled, was explaining it to me.
I've watched that movie, and let me tell you, I love Stephen Russell. I do. I just wanted to say that. I thought that was the best movie ever.
Yes, it is a good movie.
Very cute.
And you're going to have to meet Stephen Russell because, you're going to have to meet him. I'm going to have to introduce you away from the nightstand, though.
Okay.
Step away from the nightstand.
Step away from it.
I have mine in my suitcase. Okay.
Good God.
I don't know what we're talking about, but it goes. Yeah. Anyways, I'll tell you.
The song says you use it with your left hand, but I don't know. You could be ambidextrous.
Oh Lord.
I don't know. Are we talking about the same thing?
I'll tell you this weekend.
You were making the right noises a while ago.
I'm sure I was. Yeah. Anyways, sugar pom pom is we'll talk about that this weekend, Miss Dani. But anyways, I just want to say hello, my little sugar pom pom with your lips sticking out.
Oh my
Anyways. Such a spoiled brat, I swear. A grown man being a spoiled, rotten brat. Anyways, I love the prison show. I'm so blessed to be in y'all's lives. And I wanted to say hello to everybody at TDCJ. Whoop, whoop.
Well.
And, yeah. It's my birthday, and Miss Linda's. Oh, happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday, dear Miss Linda.
And Leslie.
And Leslie.
And me. Happy birthday to you and us and me.
And many more, forevermore. Isn't that better than whenever I sing it? That is so much better.
It is so much better, David. I really meant, yes. Well, thank you, Leslie. I will see you this weekend.
I'll be 49.
Oh,
I can't believe that. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye. All right. Now let's get to Lydia. Hi, Lydia.
Hi there, Dani. Hi. How are you all? I hear that you guys are celebrating Linda's birthday.
Absolutely, we are.
For what? For the whole week?
Yes, for the whole week. Yes. Absolutely.
For the whole week. I'll tell her happy birthday for me. But I just want to give a shout out to my son and tell him that we're good, that we're having some beautiful, cool weather. It's nice. It's gonna, I think it'll be up in the morning. It'll be 69, but then it gets like 97.
for the day. We're still hot here in the valley. Yep. But that's about all, mijo. There's not much going on. I don't know if you spoke with Frank. I'm sorry I missed your call when you called back. I stopped at Walmart and I didn't take my phone with me. I didn't know you were going to call again. But I want to give a shout out too to Big Will. I give him a happy birthday. William Spear, and tell him he's thought of and in our prayers. And tell the guys hi. Say hi to the guys. You know who you are. Know that you're thought of also and in our prayers. Okay? Give me a call back tomorrow, mijo. Love you and I miss you, puppy. Good night. Have a good night. Good night, guys.
Good night. Have a great weekend. All right. And I wanted to give a big shout out to the guys at the Gib Lewis unit from the grandmas, or the GMAs. I think that means grandmas. So a big shout out to y'all at the Gib Lewis unit. All right. Now we have Nadine.
I am Nadine, sending a shout out to Big White in the Polonsky unit. Hello, brother. I send you my love, and I'm with you, brother. And it has been a horrible week for me here, and you know why. And I hope to be back to normal, but it's tough. So I wish you the best, and thank you for your letters. I will write back. Okay? Be strong, keep strong, and see you soon. Bye-bye, Glenn. Bye-bye. I love you.
All right. Great big hugs, Nadine. We love you. All right. Now we have Lupe.
Yes,
Hey.
hi.
Hi, Lupe.
Can you hear me?
Sure.
Hi.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me say happy birthday to Linda.
She said thank
And,
you.
Okay. And my shout out is for Isidro de la Cruz in the Polanski unit. And I just wanted to let you know that we are all doing good. I hope you're well and that I have you and your family in my prayers. And I thank you all very much for making this possible. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now look, it's Mysterious Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Here's my shout-outs to Guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Lucy Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Jovan, Matt, Thomas, Edward Reeves, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Oz. Shout-out for Keith Money. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. Shout-out for Aaron Vasquez. Shout-out for Curtis Robertson. Blaine Milam. Shout-out for Bill R. Sims. Wayne Lee Cart. And a special shout-out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. And hope everybody starts enjoying some of the fall weather coming up. And now back to the prison show.
All right. And don't forget, if you would like to write to Mysterious Mike or the prison show, we can be reached at 226 Chipmunk Trail. And that's Shepherd America 773. Is that 71? I drew a blank, David.
77371.
Okay. I did it right. All right.
Yeah, but it's the only town in America. It's Shepherd America.
I know. That's true. If you just put Shepherd America, it would automatically go to David's house at 226 Chipmunk Trail. So there you go. All right, now we have Patty.
Polinsky unit. Hey, mijo. Hope you're doing okay. Keep smiling, papi. I love you. Just want to say hi, mijo. Anthony's doing okay. Maybe we'll go fishing Sunday. We still haven't been able to make it out, mijito. The boat is working great, but we just haven't been able to go. Theo's been working a lot. Anyway, I tell him I'm going to catch that 20-footer. Yeah, right. Anyway, Amanda's doing good. Estamos bien, hijo. We went to see AJ's football game. He didn't play a lot. They lost. It was 14-8. And Brandon played his first game over there in Houston. They also lost by 1 touchdown. But, oh, well, you got to win some and lose some. But it teaches them, mijito. It teaches them responsibility and, a lot of stuff. It teaches kids to, that life isn't just about winning. Sometimes you got to lose some. Teaches, team effort, a lot of stuff. So I'm glad that the boys are playing. Getting ready for the quinceañera, David, for Sophie. And they're doing, everybody's doing okay. And that's really about it, mijo. I'm going to go to my 40th class reunion. So I guess I'm pretty old now. But I feel great, mijo. I feel great. But it's 40 years. Can you believe that, mijo? But I feel great, mijo. I should be going back up to Houston to see the doctor that did the transplant on my bowel. On the 26th, I believe. Yes, the 26th. I love you. I miss you. Hugs and kisses, mijo. If you remember, Grandpa also September 19th passed in 2011. So I was at the cemetery for a while. On another note there, Aaron Stone is ready. They're just waiting for the bronze to come in. So I'm glad about that. After 7 years, mijito, I'm finally going to be able to put Aaron Stone at the cemetery. I love you. I miss you. Have a good night, puppy.
All right. Thank you, Patty. All right. Now we have Melissa.
It's Melissa from last week. I just wanted to give a shout out to the guys at Jester 3 Unit who graduated today from the Cognitive Life Skills. And a special shout out to Kenneth Foster, who heard me last week. And I just want to say congratulations, guys. I'm so proud of y'all for what y'all have accomplished this last couple of months.
Well, you're awesome, Melissa. And Linda and I were talking about you at dinner tonight, and you're fabulous. And we cannot wait to get more involved with your programs.
Thank you. And I'm working on getting guys here who sent in a lot of letters from the show last week. So all of you guys just know that I've gotten your letters, and I am working on those, and hopefully y'all will all be processed soon, whether it's an acceptance or a denial letter. You can be expecting to hear from me quickly.
All right. Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thanks, Dani. Have a blessed night.
You too. Have a great weekend.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So Alicia on our feed, I can't find her other comment, but she brought up a very good point. There are 3 seats up for the Texas Criminal Court of Appeals, 3 of them. So we need to get out and vote. Let's get some bipartisanship in there. please. And remember, they make the decisions. So remember to get out there and vote. And have your people get out there and vote. She also said, and I can't find the original message. Alicia, if you're still listening, she said that there's a meeting October 2nd, 9 a.m. I can't remember what committee it's for, but it's at the CCA room 106. And it's a commission that I think the Texas Judicial Commission, if my memory serves me, which, I mean, I'm sure anybody that knows me, my memory pretty much sucks. But if you want more information about that, tell your loved ones and they can definitely contact us and we'll get them to the right place. And Linda, I know you have some shout outs.
I do. Okay, I want to send some shout outs. Joel White, Michael Moyers, Thomas Miller Elm, Paul DeVoe, William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear. Happy birthday, Will. Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Sugar Pom Pom. Hope you're doing good tonight. William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Roberson. I want you to know, Robert, you're very popular today. You're all over Facebook.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Britt Ripkowski's, Charles Hill, Dwayne Buck, Tyrone Williams, Charles Ray Thurman, Iron Thunder Horse, Curtis Robertson. Hey, Curtis, how are you doing? Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury, Troy Glover, Bill Sims, Paper Cup at Estelle, Mitch at Titan at Estelle, Ken Decker, Gregory Allen at the Dieball Unit, Jedediah Reed at the Luther Unit. Good night, guys. You'll have a great week, and talk to you next week.
All right. Kenneth Decker, I did get your message about the ice, and I did email the warden. He was very prompt in his reply, and he said that there was going to be ice available to everyone who needed it. Now, I don't remember when you sent that email to me, and as I've been realizing it for a while now, some of my emails are getting either not sent to me in time, for whatever reason. I got the message out there. Anyone at the Estelle unit, Joshua Glaze, I hope whoever's listening maybe can let him know I'm doing everything I know to do, and it's rough, man. It's hard. It's hard. Same with Colton over there at the Estelle unit. We're working on it. We are working on it. Now, earlier I mentioned the medical forms. I think we've mentioned it quite a bit tonight, but that is due to Brian Davis, who is on death row. He's currently at the hospital getting some needed medical care. We don't know exactly how everything will shake out, but what we do know is there is undue hardships on the family when those medical forms are not filled in, not turned in. So please make sure those are done. It does take a little time to get those forms back and get everything, everything associated with everyone, because you can put more than one person. Don't think you can't. You can. So make sure you know that too. We cannot emphasize this enough. All right, so my shout outs, of course, big shout out to Sugar Pom Pom. I just have to start that out. My best friend, Farron, one of my best friends, Farron, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Britt Rapowski and Robert Solis, T, of course, King Big Head. Blaine, you haven't answered my e-message. It could be because I just sent it about 10 minutes ago. But shoot me one back. Or better yet, call me. Daniel Ramirez. Hey. Big hey. Michael Ferguson missed your call several times. Sorry about that. Larry at the Huntsville unit. And, of course, Ken Decker, I've mentioned you. Joel White. Hey, Joel White. How you doing? Brian Bolt. Jay at the Win unit. Of course, Joshua at the Estelle unit. Bull at, he's no longer there. Let me take that off. Ooh, he got shipped. Midget Titan and Paper Cup at the Estelle unit. And, of course, Rexalicious. Yes, Rexalicious and CJ. Big shout outs to y'all. Earlier we were, Linda was chit-chatting with Stephen Russell, who got out, as everyone knows, because he's called in a few times. And he was saying that he was sending emails to a bunch of different wardens and staff members who were, who he felt treated him pretty good, but he wanted to let them know that he's out and being very productive. Very productive. So he was giving the staff members shout outs. Speaking of staff members, one unit in particular, I kept calling someone, emailing them, no response. Come to find out, they were walked off. Yep, walked off. Didn't even know. And there's been a lot of walk-offs lately. I don't know what's going on, but all right, now we have Mr. Jason Wysong. I assume it's...
That's me.
All I saw was Jason. I was like, I hope it's Jason Wysong, because I was telling my friend who's at the Ellis unit about you, to give you a great big hi tomorrow. Are you going to be there tomorrow?
I will, yes.
Okay. Well, then someone should be giving you a great big hi, because he goes to the Kairos.
Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't remember seeing you, but I said, you will see him. Just yell out, yes. Jason! Just yell it out.
Tell him to look for a bald guy and the youngest volunteer in the room.
Ah, okay. Good,
Yeah.
Good description. Good description.
Yes. So I guess I should shout out to the brothers at the Ellis unit and the Kairos reunion guys. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. But actually want to shout out as well to one of the prison show team, I guess, right? To Dani Sneed, the Encourager. Brother Dani, I have never met you before, but I would love to one day. But always enjoy hearing your messages, and I want you to know that the closing line, which you didn't get a chance to deliver tonight, is that you always share is, remember, when you're praying, don't pray, God, I want to get out of prison. Pray, God, I want to stay out of prison. And I share that. I pass that along with every unit I go to, and all the brothers and all the units. They always love hearing that, and they're always encouraged by that. So thank you to Dani Sneed for what you do. And while I'm also shouting out to, again, some of the folks on the other outside, I want to thank the Prison Show for introducing me to Melissa Emerson, who I just spoke with today, and we're going to be working on some new mentor programs, potentially at the Carol Young unit and possibly over in the Jesters as well. So very excited for that. Shout out to the brothers at the Walls unit. Guys, I'm sorry we did not get to meet last weekend because of the lockdown. And I just received a message from Chaplain that you're still on lockdown, unfortunately, and I think it's been a couple weeks. So we're praying for you extra because we know how that goes. So hopefully we will get to see you again next month. And as well, shout out to my brothers at the Ferguson unit trustee camp. And I forgot last time I said this, but as well to a brother that I guess you could say I'm mentoring through correspondence to the brother over at the federal unit, to Jeremy Rodriguez. I did just get your message, and hey, I'm here to help, and whatever I can do to help you, I'm happy to do. And finally, for my mentor moment for the night, I always again try to think of what would be an encouragement to all of you, to men and to the women who are listening. But I want you to remember that as I encourage you, you also can encourage one another and are called to encourage one another. If you think about it, a candle doesn't lose any of its flame by lighting another candle, right? So it doesn't cost you anything to encourage someone else who's having a hard time. As the good book tells us, and to let us consider how we may spur one another on towards good deeds. And that's from the book of Hebrews 10, verse 21. And therefore encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. And that's from the book of Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5:11. So with that, as I always say, guys, keep your head up and stay encouraged. And we're praying for you. And we'll look forward to speaking with you guys soon. All right. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Jason. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. And before I forget, Securus rolled out something. Well, let me just say, this is what they've said they've rolled out. That if you were released after September 25th or any time in the future, you will be able to access your e-messages from a portal they've created. And they have that portal up on their website. So I know quite a few people were concerned about photos that they had gotten while they were incarcerated on the tablets, and they did not have access to those photos. Well, now you will. You will have access, and if you're one of those that likes to print them, you can definitely print them from your from that portal, which will be accessible from any computer, tablet, anything like that. So definitely keep that in mind. If you're getting out, or if you got out after September 25th, it doesn't help. I don't think it helps anyone from before that, but it could help you. And we have Freddie on line 1. Hey, Freddie.
Hello. Hi. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you? Hello?
I'm working already. I'm tired.
Oh, okay.
Let me shout out to my brother James Dudley over there at the Wireless Pack, and all my friends there, Terry, Green, Sam, both Davids. I don't know if they're still there or not. I'm shouting everybody out. Everybody in the prison system. over in Darrington, Calavera, everybody. All you guys, man, y'all keep your head up. And just wait for tomorrow, man. It's a better day. God's blessings on you every day, man, every day. So, I've been working a lot. I got to take off at 3 o'clock in the morning with 2 loads to Baytown. So, I got woken up by a phone call, and I said, oh, a prison show. I forgot. So, this will be it, guys. Good night, man. Y'all be good. Let me get some rest. And say hi to everybody there. Linda, David, and everybody.
All right.
I can hear you.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Man, I'm so tired. I did 3 loads today, 2 to Katy and 1 to Brookshire. And tomorrow I got to do 2 to Baytown.
Well, money.
Money, yeah. Bills. Got to catch up on everything.
You got to do it.
Yes, sir. Got to do it.
I read somewhere it says a man who does no work earns no bread.
Right.
You want to eat, you better get out there and hook them.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to eat. I need to lose some weight. But I do.
Yeah. They got semaglutides for that nowadays.
Yes, they do.
Everybody and their uncle's taking it.
Ozempic and everybody. Ozempic and everything else. They
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
I seen one the other day. They got something now that's supposed to stop your aging.
What is that?
I need some of that.
Yeah, everybody needs some of that, don't we?
Everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching on the news or something today, and they were talking about the new fountain of youth, and it just like Ozempic and all that stuff. It was designed to be like a diabetic drug or something like if you get a kidney transplant or something, it's supposed to help your body not reject the new kidney. But they found that the secondary side effect of it is it slows aging.
Wow, we need to buy some stocks into that.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. They were talking about all these millionaires and billionaires that were taking it, and I don't know. I think that if the good Lord meant for us to stay around forever, there really would be a fountain of youth or something. I don't know.
Well, that's the reason he let us get old. That way we get tired and be ready to go somewhere. Okay, guys. Hey, y'all be good, man. I got to get up real early.
All right. You take care and be safe out there, brother.
I will. Bye-bye.
All right.
You got any more news? I got some silly stuff, I guess. You know that Chrisley lady we were talking about? The Chrisleys that
Yes.
I don't know. Seems like she got a new sentencing thing or something. I wonder who she had to give up.
I don't know, but it was on the news today because I was looking at the stuff for Florida. I was trying to find out, because of the hurricane, I was trying to find out if they evacuated any of those prisons. And because, the criminal justice industry tends to not do that a lot. But I saw that she actually was back in prison, and her daughter, Savannah, was very upset about it, that they made her go back.
Well, she must not have given them enough information.
She must not have.
Yeah, I hate to be that way, but I mean, I don't know. It's just so unfair. I mean, they got a little bit of money or whatever. They get a little bit of publicity, so they get a break. I mean, you do your crime, you do your time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Did you see that article?
I did not.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting more and more. It said the article I sent Dani was it's solidarity from solitary and beyond. It's starting more and more that all the guys on the inside are actually stepping up and being advocates. They're advocating for themselves, and that's good. I know it can be kind of TDC can look at it as if you're organizing against the rules or whatever, but I really don't think they can stop you from being an advocate, and all you're doing is writing and communicating with somebody that's on the outside that has a platform, right?
Right.
Just like what Brittany does and what Leanne does, and I mean, that's good, and that's what we need. We need voices from the inside, and that's why we ask you guys all the time to write your family and have them call us. We need you to talk to Securus for us. I know Securus, they wrote you back and said stop emailing them, that they're aware of what's going on, but I don't know.
That's when you double down
Yeah.
and do
They're
it.
trying to put you off so you stop, but they need to hear that you want to hear the prison show. And if you're having a hard time, I remember whenever I was down there, I had to buy a dipole antenna and stand on one leg and stick my tongue out and all this other crazy stuff. And people were taking wires and making contraband antennas trying to pick the show up. There's no sense in that. You guys got tablets. We're on every podcast platform that you can imagine. We're on YouTube. You can watch us or you can listen to us, either one, if you could get that. And what was the name of that antenna pod?
Or something like that.
And you said some of the guys have it. Well, we're on that one too. So all we have to do is get it approved to where you can see it. So there's just no reason why we can't be on the tablets.
No, and remember, we're out here advocating for you, and sometimes we have to keep doing it double time. So that's what we're asking.
So if you guys send an I-60, I don't know who your Securus rep is, but ours is Moises Guerrero. So put his name on there. That way he'll know that you heard us on the prison show and you want to hear us on the tablet. Because we know that little old FM app, that doesn't cut it. You guys can't hardly even pick up a local radio station, let alone the prison show. So Leanne said that most of her guys have radios. I know a lot of older guys that have been doing time a long time, they still have radios. But a lot of the newer guys, they don't have radios. And if you're in the transit facilities especially, you don't have radios because there's no place for you to plug it up. You don't even have a table and you don't have a cell. You're in a dorm with everybody else. So the tablets are very important.
Absolutely.
So I guess we're about out of time. We're waiting on DJ Rico Black to come in with the Houstonians. He got a little bit of jams going on. He'll be able to carry me home. I'm on that new bike. It jams pretty good. Last week he was playing some good stuff for me, and he said he was going to play some fast stuff so that way I could keep up. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy this cool weather.
Have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been And to all the laughers